Hey guys, I wanted to talk about the veterans. This is based on something that I know about. I happen to be a military veteran myself. I know my nephews and my son have been in the military for a while as well, and my brother-in-law is a military veteran of 20 plus years. So we are a long line family of veterans who've been served at least 2 years or more. This is DJ Wolf Live. Alright, first of all and foremost, I want to give my shout out and salute to all of the veterans who have served this country diligently, like I have, and as well as my son and my nephews and my brother-in-law. We've all served in the military, one capacity or the other. One of them has served in the Air Force for over 2 decades. I've served in the Army for about 4 years almost. My son has served for about 4 years, coming up, matter of fact, next year, yeah. My nephews have been in at least 2 years more. One's the reserves, the other one's active duty. So we've all have given up our time to serve in the military. And I've had other cousins as well. Being a veteran or becoming a veteran in the military, you sacrifice a lot. You sacrifice your freedom. You sacrifice your time with your family and other causes to do a diligent duty, and that's to serve in the armed forces. And believe me, from somebody who has served himself, when I joined in 1986, it really was not an easy decision for me to make. At that time, it was one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make. To give up my freedom and not know if I'll ever come back once I joined the military. When I joined the military in 1986, I joined at a time of the, you know about the thing that went down with Gaddafi. There was a military crisis that was going down. Originally, I was going to join in 83 during the Grenada crisis. I didn't join then. I wanted to stay out for a little while before I decided to do that and look at other options. Around time, I talked to a recruiter in 85. I talked to an Air Force recruiter, and unfortunately, the Air Force recruiter was trying to talk me out of going. I wanted to become an MP. He wanted to put me in a position that I didn't want. So I ended up getting out of that. Then the guy, here's the bad part about it. The guy lied. He said you had to be 6 foot and blah, 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 certain criteria to be in the military. And he knew I was under 6 feet to become a military MP for the Air Force. And I knew he was lying. He was bullshit. He actually had no interest in me doing that. But he literally lied. And I told him I bowed out. I said I'm not going in. You know, because there was some racism behind it. I know military people who served in MPI because eventually I worked for an MP duty station before I got out in 1989. And half of those guys weren't 6 foot. I know that for a fact. But anyway, I decided at the time to bow out because he wanted to become like a crew guy, you know, like somebody who loaded up stuff in the planes and stuff like that. So I didn't want to do that. That's not what I wanted to go to the military for. You know. So eventually, I ended up talking to an Army recruiter a few months down the road. I still didn't get a chance to become an MP because I had to take the ASVAB test. And I didn't fail the ASVAB test, but based on the test, I wasn't qualified to become an MP anyway. So I didn't pursue that. I pursued something else. And I got on, I was on the delayed entry program. I got in February 1986. And like I said, It was one of the hardest decisions I had to make at the time. But then again, I was running out of options. I was 21 years old. I was working a part-time job frying chicken. And there weren't a lot of jobs in Cleveland. I sat there and got in line downtown. This is not far from City Hall, where they had, I think it was like so many jobs to work at the fast food place. That's what I was told. I was like, man, I'm not doing that. I said, I'll work at the fast food place. Now, why am I going to jump from working one fast food place to working to another fast food place at 20, 21 years old? I said, the hell no. Not doing it. And that's when I made my decision to go in the Army. What I thought turned out to be a decision that I may have regretted turned out to be one of the best decisions I've ever made. For a number of reasons. I won't go into any real specifics, but I'll say this. It taught me that it's noble to serve your country. All right. Now, there's things about the country that I have issues with to this day. Yes, I do. But I was proud and still proud to have served in the Army for 3 years, 6 months, 11 days in the wake-up. When I got out on August the 11th, 1989. But I have to say, I have to salute the veterans that are in it, who've been in it and are still in it. My brother-in-law and I joined actually around the same year. But he got out with more benefits than I did. And of course I heard what was never ending from my mother about, oh, you just saying you love you will get more. I'm gonna be nice. I'm just not gonna say anything about that. About what her comment, because I was kind of offended by it. And I try to explain to her, look, being and staying in the military is not an easy thing to do. It may be easier for you to say because you never joined. You know, it wasn't easy, but I'll say this. Now, I did try to stay in the military. I actually was going to re-enlist just before I got out. And I was in the middle of training to get an E5, to be promoted to an E5. But the unit that I was at kept pulling me out of training. And they did it so much, I just said, forget it. Even the instructor told me I would never be able to catch up. I was kind of heartbroken about that, because I was serious about joining, resigning. But then again, there was a war that was around the corner, which turned out to be what was that? I can't even think of the name of the country, but you know, the thing went down during the Bush era. But at the time, I was ready to re-enlist, you know. But when they pulled me out, even though I spent days and days going to school and trying to run the supply room, it was tough. You know, it was too much on top of that, and I just said, forget it. And when they did that, I was like, you know what? I have no desire to do it. You guys you're trying to set me up to fail. You know, and I just said, forget it. I just got out. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this. And I ended up not doing it. So, but for you guys that are in there, you're in the military right now, hang in there. Believe me. Things will change when you get in and stay in. I didn't stay in. I'm not exactly mad about it. I wish I had stayed in, but I didn't. You know, just a lesson learned for me. You know, but that's okay. But I just didn't want to fight. Had to fight sergeants to try to get me to keep me in class when no one was covering my shift, trying to run the arms room. You know, That's cool. You know, I eventually am doing something else anyway, and I'm doing fine. But for those of you who are just starting out, hang in there. That's all I gotta say. Hang in there. The years in the military will go by before you know it, and it will. My brother-in-law did 20 years. I don't even know how he did 20, but he did 20 years. Stayed in there. Yeah. So it's a life that you really have to get used to. I'll say that. It ain't for everybody. I will also say that. But to salute the veterans, those of you who have served in the war, and those of you who have served, I really do salute you. God bless. This is DJ Wolf.